and good evening to round 2 of the Craftsman Cup Series, coming to you at Auto Club Speedway. 63 laps on its 2-mile track, 126 miles for these drivers, nearly 400 miles, and that's only just 2 rounds in. Before we have a look then at the first 2 rows and that, let's just have a look at how the drivers' points and the rookie standings look coming in to Auto Club. Gunther leads the way because, of course, he won the race, led a lap, and led the most laps, so he's on for the maximum score. If he can win again, then, it'd be very impressive if he can do that another 24 times, but I highly doubt it. But anyway, he leads the way, 10 points ahead of Jamie Smith, Poteet in 3rd. Then you've got Liam Ervig, who done sensational in his rookie race, his very first race of the CCS, tied with James Qualls. Chris Summers then in 6th, followed by Matt McIntyre. Cody Lammers in 8th position, and it just shows, that the GGR boys had all 3 of the drivers in the top 10. Christian Martin 9th, and Levi McIntyre completes the top 10 in the rookie points. Liam Ervig was the only driver to finish all 100 laps. Carson Green finished a lap down, and all the other the rookies, Jones, Wintergreen, Mitchell, Rowe, and Buxton, they all unfortunately retired through the first race. So that's how the drivers' points look then after Daytona, and as you can see on the starting on the pole, and he will insert himself also into the All-Star race, is Seth Cole. He was in it last year and he's back in it again this year by securing the pole position here today, and he's going to be alongside rookie Alex Rowe. And it's back-to-back 3rd place qualifying efforts for Carson Green in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, and alongside him is the points leader and the new Daytona 500 champion in Nick Gunther. So, I just realized I have put it on the pace car. We're going to turn it to none. So there we go. Now we're going to let them play, and we're going to get all 42 drivers out onto the track. And as they will do that, here is the rest of the starting grid, and see how they fared up in qualifying yesterday. So here's the starting lineup. That's how the 42 cars look. There is the lovely looking blue pace car. Pulls off into the pit lane. Look how wide this track is. These cars can go 4 wide, 5 wide, maybe even 6 wide. Let's see if they can do that. Green flag is out, and we're underway because it's showtime at Auto Club. Looks like we're clean and green on the first lap, and give the first lap to Carson Green. He will get 5 points for leading the opening lap. I did forget to mention too that these drivers are using the restrictor plate racing for this track, just to see some more overtaking and also the cars are slower. If they had unrestricted restrictor plates, these cars will be going 210 miles an hour. We don't want to have the drivers hurt in this championship. We did see a couple of nasty accidents last week at Daytona. We don't want to see any more nasty accidents here today. Anyway, Nathan Hudson, he's going to challenge for the lead on Carson Green. I don't think he's going to lead it just yet, as the cars start fanning out 4 wide and 5 wide. You can see Michael Norman, Christian Martin, And right behind Martin is his teammate Dylan Young. I was going to say Poulty there, my apologies. Now Carson Green slides up the track and he's going to lose a couple of spots in the process. And now we'll put Nathan Hudson into the lead. At the back of the pack still is James Qualls and Jesse Turner. A couple of positions gained there for the purple car. That's Colin Jones. He's in a backup car. He was the first car to have a problem. There is Jesse Turner. There he is in the Valvoline Chevrolet. Let's have a look here from Jesse's point of view. See what he sees out of his view. Just look at the cars, just nowhere to go. Still running in 43rd spot, but just look at the sea of cars ahead of him. A lot of loose cars also too in the middle. That could be a bit sketchy. As now we've got another rookie challenging for the lead. That is Charlie Buxton. There he is. And Cody Lammers is going to come along and spoil the party, potentially. Not unless if Charlie Buxton can go and get himself 5 championship points, which indeed he does. Yes, indeed. So Charlie Buxton will now lead a lap. Oh, Kyle Matthews getting really loose there. I mean, look at the moving about in the middle of the corner. That's quite terrifying to see cars just a little bit loose as... Oh, there was a bit of binking and bang there with Ali Rain and Seth Cole. Yeah, but they somehow sorted it out there, so luckily no incident then. A couple of teammates have found each other, the 31 and the 07 on the inside. Can't see them in view just yet, but there you can see them. The cellular Chevrolet of Matt McLean and Brent Wintergreen challenging up there, up at the front. And also, I think, just a few, well, he's actually beside, Wintergreen's beside his other teammate, Zachary Fitzwater, as Lama now leads the way. Hudson still in second. Buxton will go to the outside now, as we're still looking at the pole set of Seth Cole. And now Ali Rain, she's got her Kodak Dodge now up into 3rd position. And at the back of the pack is a champion, Danny Wells. But yet again, leading another lap. Oh, that was a photo finish there for the lead. I don't know if Cody Lama's got 5 bonus points or, well, Nathan's on it. He led a lap. I need to stop looking at the safety car. I don't know why I keep looking at the pace car. I shouldn't be doing it. Anyway, Hudson's back into the lead now. We're on lap number 7 out of 63. Jack Mitchell comes up and blocks the run from Alex Rowe. And there, Sanford running side by side alongside the champion there, Danny Wells. And there is Alex Rowe. Just look at the sea of cars around him. 4 wide ahead of him, 4 wide behind him. It is 180 miles an hour rush hour as Alex Rowe goes and blocks the run from Michael Norman. And Dylan Pote running a little wide in coming out of turn 2. And now Ali Rain now heads the way. Or will Nathan Hudson have the run? Going into turn 3. We're just about to find out as he got it. No, Ali Rain's going to hold on to the lead. And now you've got the 2 Richard Childress teammates, Matt McLean and Brent Wintergreen down there. They're now side by side. For 3rd, potentially 4th, as Branta Disco's found a new line out there. And looks like he's going to lose. Oh, more contact. Seth Cole trying to get some side drafting, getting a little bit too close. That's a couple of times he's done that. Oh, stop doing that, Sean. That's a bit nasty. Kyle Matthews and Dylan Young, they're almost beating and banging on that corner. Oh, and oh, wow. Ali Rain made a move and Nathan was trying to put the block, but they are 5 wide. Look at that. Dylan Young, Kyle Matthews, Seth Cole, Charlie Buxton and Tedesco on the outside. We have seen some 5 wide racing here. Carson Gum at the back of the field in that black and blue number 99, the Triple A Ford for Roush Racing. Now we're 5 wide again, and this time it's Fitzwater, Voiles, Pote, Tedesco, and now Andy McCrory in the number 8. And Wintergreen now leads the field. Oh, and they're wrecking behind. That's Pote around. Joshua Collard drives into Diego Ospina. That's the caution. First time today. And again, not a good start from Ospina. He was one of the first retirements in Daytona. Oh, James Quall's on the apron of the track. Has he incurred a problem? I don't know. Not too sure, but there's Ospina getting going again. And it looks like Wintergreen has led them to the caution flag. So Wintergreen gets 5 bonus points. And let's have a look at the caution. Again, looking at the Goodyear blimp, they are 5 wide going into 1 and 2. Yeah, Fitzwater just gets a little loosey. And then you can see the contact with Daniel Voiles, slight contact. And then there's just not a lot of room there. And Voiles gets into the 29, who gets into the 19. Brantadisco just slaps the outside wall. Collard is also involved. The 12 just gets a piece of it. Then you see the 97 of Ospina. I think Collard tried to correct the 19, which he does do. But then he slides down into the 97 and around goes Diego. Not a good start then for Diego Ospina. And that's what actually happened. So slight minimal accident, but it was enough to bring out the caution. So Wintergreen will be absolutely delighted that he's led his first ever laps in the CCS, and everyone looks like they are going into the pits. We are on lap 11 out of 63, and yep, everybody is going into the pit lane. So Wintergreen is going to go first into his pit stall. He's nearly at the back end of the pit stall. That could be quite an advantage there to him. Let's see if we can change the camera angle. It's not really a lot of them, as the flagman still waves the yellow flag. He stopped it now. So let's see who's going to come out then leading the way. Looks like that's a white car that's coming towards us. That might be Nick Gunther, possibly. Oh no, that's the Paul Lewis at Sky Commons. My apologies. So there goes the safety. Oh no, it's Hudson. So who is then going to lead them out of the pits when we get back to the green flag? So Seth Coates, looks like drivers are putting on some 4 tyres on. There's Sanford, just seen him into the pits. Trent Dunham goes into his pit stall. They're side by side, actually, coming out of the pits. And that was very tight. But it looks like they gave it to Ali Rain. Ali Rain gave it out there. Noah Cars, McCrory. A little bit of a jam there behind. But it looks like we are all relatively okay. No contact at all. Nope, we look okay. Yep, absolutely perfectly fine. So all 42 cars then head out on the track. Let's see where they fared out when we get back to the green flag. Well, we're back again at Auto Club. The pace car lights are off, so we're going to get back to the green flag. We will be on lap 15 out of 63. And yes, Ali Rain did come out as the leader, but it must have been just by a few thousandths of a second there. Wintergreen, though, will sit in second before the restart. Liam Ervig, sensational Daytona, already having a great start to the season, and he started 39th on the grid. He's up to 3rd place already. 4th place then is Jessica Shelton, Chris Summers in 5th, Hudson 6th, then it's Dylan Young in 7th, Noah Cars in 8th, 9th is Andy McCrory, and Cody Lammers complete the top 10, and behind Cody is the pole sitter Seth Cole. So here we go. Flagman back again, waves the green flag, and we are underway. Good start from Ali Rain. She could be a sitting duck though when they go onto the backstretch. Ervig's got into 2nd place. He clears the 07. And now Chris Summers is going to make a move on Jessica Shelton and Wintergreen in the process. But what does Dylan Young do? Dylan's going to stick behind the 48. Sort of kind of normal here to go double file around here. No, they're going to go 3 wide. It's not going to be long until we see 4 wide activity. Not for long. But Ali Rain led. I love a lap. And now Ervig, now into 2nd place. Wintergreen did hold on to the 3rd spot. Dylan Young losing some spots on the inside. Great shot of all. I think all 42 cars are still on the track, I believe. Let's see who's in last place there. It's Joshua Collard. And he is running in 42nd. So we've still got all 42 cars running on the track. There's Paul Teat, as well as Ospina. These were the drivers that were involved in the first portion. And the other one is Brantadisco, and I'm trying to... There he is there, in the purple and yellow Harris Chevy. So far, he is running in the 31st position. So Brantadisco didn't have a good start at Daytona. Looks like the car's not too badly damaged there. The back end is still relatively intact. It didn't hit the outside wall that hard, but it's still still capable enough to maybe gain some positions later on in the race. Meanwhile, there's some Michael Norman side by side with Jack Mitchell and Christian Martin slipping back down the order. As Liam Irving, and Matt McLean's been collected. Matt McLean's been collected, and hopefully no one's going to hit him. Oh, that's a big hit, and that was the disco that smashed into Matt McLean. And so too is James Qualls. His day's done too. There's some engine blow up too, and that's the caution. Second time today, but a monster hit both from Tedesco and Matt McLean. And that is it. The second time the cautions come out. But that was a huge accident on the start-finish line. And Liam Irving, he's actually now led a lap. And caution came out not too far. Lap 18. 3 laps of racing, and then the second caution comes out. And here is a replay. Now let's see what happens here. Oh, the 18 and the 49 nearly touched, but it's the 44 and the 45. And I think... yeah, they're all battling for the same type, the same real estate, and then into the outside wall. Of course, no cars in the 31. The 17, nowhere for her to go over. Shelton, she's just there at the wrong place at the wrong time. Then Sefco gets into the 44 again, who slaps the outside wall, but then wait for the 7 of Brand Disco to come along. He just can't get down low enough, and then gets hit again from James Qualls this time. Ospino just barely misses the 31, so too does Pulte, and soon you'll see Joshua Collard, but that was a huge impact there for both the 31 and the 7. We will get some onboard replays here, but let's see what the flagman actually saw from his point of view. Here we go. And then here comes the 7, and bang! Here we go, on board with Tedesco. He was still driving at full speed when the 31 was spinning in front of him. On board with James Qualls. I don't think he can react quick enough to steer the car wreck right in front of him. Let's see. Yeah, you can't react quick enough to that there. And what was a great start at Daytona for James Qualls has ended prematurely. And one more view, this is from Matt McLean. The 45 squeezed up. Oh, and that's a huge impact. But it looked like to me the 45 slid up into the 44. Well, this is a bit interesting. The car's only just pitted. They only did like 3 laps worth of green flag racing, but it looks like everyone's making the option to go into the pits again. That's a very strange call, really, in my book, actually. Anyway, let's have a look then at the pit lane 1 camera. So overcut, looks like everyone is going to come into the pit lane. I think it would have been better for someone at the back there to maybe stay out, because they only did, like I said, 3 green flags of, well, yeah, 3 laps of racing before the caution came out. So interesting call this from all of the drivers. Are they just topping off, maybe? They probably just might be topping off. Oh no, Nathan Hudson's put on some tyres. There have been some people that did top off, though. Yeah, I think Dylan Young was one of the first to do that. So Dylan Young's going to come out leading, followed by Lamas and Summers and Ali Rain. And then there's Nathan Hudson. He must have put on some 2 tyres on. And the post of the Seth Cole was falling down the order. Look at him. He's just going to come out behind his teammate Jack Mitchell. And out goes the other drivers there too. Christian Martin, the winner last season, all the way back there. And there's Nick Gunther just went by your screens. And there, last of all, is Jessica Shelton, probably repairing the damage after she was involved on that tri-oval. So let's get back then to the pace car and see where they all lined out. Right, let's hope we can get some more green flag laps like we did with the first stint. That'd be kind of great to see. Lights are off on the pace car, back on the lead, back to green flag on lap 22. So we're going into we passed the first third of the race. Dylan Young just made a fuel-only pit stop. He leads the field, followed by the 18 of Cody Lamas. Chris Summers then in 3rd, Ali Rain in 4th, and then in 5th is Nathan Hudson. 6th is Liam Irving, followed by Brent Wintergreen. Kyle Matthews running in 8th position. 9th place is Levi McIntyre. And there's Austin LaPlante. Not talking about him. There he is in the Schwann's Dodge. And he has got into 10th place. Must have been a fuel-only pit stop too for the 49 bunch. But Dylan Young goes back to the green flag. Got underway. Lap 22 out of 63. So I think a couple of drivers then has retired from the first accident. And Cody Lama is going to take into the lead. I've only just noticed there, I think. Yeah, just look at, oh, Nick Gunther and Sanford side by side, a battle for the Daytona 500 champions. Sanford being a former winner and the 11 of Gunther being the current champion. I've also noticed there's no Carson Green. So I think there's been a problem with Carson Green. So we'll need to have a look what happened to Carson for him to not be in this race now. So didn't see that there. Dylan Young's lost the lead. So too is Cody Lammers. And that is given the lead to Ali Rain. Yep, she's got a bit of a rocket in her Dodge. Yep, and she's, oh, whoa, Liam Ervig and Chris Summers touching in 3 and 4. That could have been a nasty accident. That could have been a big one there. Now look at Cody Lammers going the high lane as they're 4 wide now. Wintergreen on the bottom, LaPlante in the middle, Dylan Young in the middle, and Lammers up top as Rain leads yet another lap. And a couple of drivers that we haven't talked about so far is battling up there too. Sam Oskin in the 16, Brandon Ross in the 21, and RJ Bishop, first car really on the inside in the 40. There he is. There is car number 40. RJ started 24th. Currently, he's going to cross the line. Last time by in 9th spot. He came across the line this time in 6th spot. And behind him now is Jesse Turner in the 10. We saw him like in the opening laps of the race at the back of the grid, but he's up there now at the front of the grid now. And now Hudson goes into the lead. Now can Austin LaPlante take the lead and get a lap? And he will lead a lap for the first time at the CCS. He's trying to do so. He's got no real help to do it though, but the inside is the quicker line. And is he going to do it? It's going to be quite tight. I just don't think he's done it, though. I don't think he has. No, second place. He didn't lead a lap. That would have been 5 points valuable, though, for Austin, since he did struggle. Well, he was involved in an accident at Daytona, ending up finishing in 34th place. But he will have an opportunity then to take the lead this time. He had some help from Brent Wintergreen. And oh, the 07's thinking about going for the pass for the lead. They're 4 wide now. And I think Austin now, he is definitely going to lead, I think. If he can go to the bottom, he'll be clear. And indeed he does. So finally, the first time this season that Austin LaPlante now leads a CCS race, as Jesse Turner and Sam Oskin were beating and banging on each other going into turn 1. And now Danny Wells also got roughed up a little bit and gets moved into the middle of the track. That was because Sky Commons and Jack Mitchell were coming through. Now we're 4 wide for the lead yet again. Someone's scraping up against the wall. That might have been Chris Summers in the 48. And as I said, we were 4 wide then for the lead. And looks like Wintergreen has come out on top. Or has he? Still 4 abreast. Brandon Ross on the bottom of the track. Oh, again, cars are still looking loose in the middle of the corners. They shouldn't be moving about there. That is just really sketchy stuff. Meanwhile, RJ's got a good advantage now. He leads this race now. This will be the second time that RJ will have led a CCS race. Of course, he led quite a few laps at Daytona. As we go 5 wide yet again. Sky Commons on the bottom of Brandon Ross and Dylan Young, Liam Ervig, and Brent Wintergreen. And just look at both Wintergreen and LaPlante are taking the top groove of the track. Oh, the 6 and the 8 nearly touch as well. Oh, wow. And Jack Mitchell just roughed up Sky Commons there. Look at Mitchell go. Oh, and I reckon Ali Rains hard into the wall. May have got collected. No one else hopefully shouldn't be collected. Oh, and Zachary Fitzwater did. Now, I don't think there was anywhere for Fitzwater to go, but there were some big hits there. But the racing that they were doing was just absolutely mad. And the safety car comes out for the third time today. And it's going to be RJ followed by Dylan Young. That's going to lead them back to the caution flag. And we're not even... Oh, we're just nearly halfway through the race. And we've had 3 cautions. Here's a replay. Actually, before we have a look at the third caution, let's just actually see what happened to Carson Green. He was coming into the pits in 17th spot. So was there an incident that happened in the pits that made him retire? We'll find out. Let's have a look then. So yep, he's in the pits safely. And he just probably will put his car into the pits here because he was the third car in line. Because obviously he qualified in P3. No, he's putting his car in here. Passing the stricken car of Brand Disco. Goes into the pits. And is gone. There must have been like some sort of engine problem or something like that with Carson Green. But a mysterious retirement then for the 15 bunch. We need to check to see... or go down there in the pits to see what happened to Carson Green for him to retire the race. Anyway, that's what happened then with the 15. Here's the caution to bring out the third one. So we've finally skipped a few laps into it. And again, a case of being 5 abreast. And the 6 really goes down low on the 21. And the 21 was already beside the 18 of Cody Lammers. And then, yeah, Brandon just slides up into Nathan. And then Nathan just pushes the 77. I tell you what, how on earth Chris Summers does not get involved. I don't think he even touches the 77. Kyle Matthews did though, however. Seth Cole gets through. Charlie Buxton also gets through. Sanford barely gets through. So does Matt McIntyre. But nowhere for Zachary Fitzwater to go. I tell you what, that could have been more drivers involved in that accident. But luckily, there was only about like 4 or 5 cars involved. I'm just amazed how Chris Summers avoided all of that. On board the Fitzwater, loads of cars ahead of him, cars on the inside, cars ahead of him, cars on the outside. There's the accident. Yeah, just nowhere for him to go at all. He couldn't go anywhere. Literally could not go anywhere. Could have put the brakes on to maybe slow down a bit, but it's hard to stay stopped with these cars. And one more view. This is from Chris Summers. How he did not make contact with Ali. Yeah, that was extremely good driving from Chris there. Held his nerve, kept composure, and that's the experience of the drive of Chris Summers there. Well, it looks like everyone is going to be coming into the pits yet again. Oh, Trent Dunham is going to stay out. Fair play then. Trent's going to stay out. Looks like he's going to be... is he the only one staying out? I don't know. That will probably mean... That will inherit Trent then as leader, as he will get 5 bonus points. But it looks like he's the only one that is staying out. Oh, no. Jessica Shelton, she stays out. As well as Sam Oskin and Charlie Buxton. So 4 drivers opted to stay out there. I think that might be a brave call. We'll see what happens then for them. Wintergreen heads out on to the track as well. There's a look at Colin Jones. Not talking about him at all today. Looks like he's had a clean safe race as Hudson pulls into the pit lane. Damage though incurred to the 45. He'll probably stay in a bit longer than the others. But looks like it's going to be 4 tyre pit stops in for a few drivers. Here comes RJ Bishop. Going to come out first. Side by side between Irving and Dylan Young. Out goes as well Wintergreen as well as Austin Plant. And Jack Mitchell, 2 ahead of Sky Commons. And look at the chase off of pit lane. Colin Jones and Daniel Voiles and Nathan Hudson all getting together there coming out onto the track. So 4 drivers stayed out. It's going to be interesting now because we've got different pit strategy. And there is your new race leader in Trent Dunham. So let's get back to the green flag. So the pace car lights are now off on that. It looks like it is a Pontiac. Oh, it is a Pontiac because it says on the window. Anyway, we're into the second half of the race now. We're going to be on lap 34 out of 63. Trent Dunham, new race leader for him, followed by Sam Oskin in the 16, the 89 of Charlie Buxton and Jessica Shelton. These are the drivers that stayed out. However, RJ Bishop is the first one to come out of the pits, so he is now in 5th position, followed by Dylan Young in 6th, Liam Ervig in 7th. Brent Wintergreen looking really good here today, battling up here to try and win near the Battle of the Rookie Honours, but he runs currently in 8th place. Austin LaPlante in 9th and Jack Mitchell completing the top 10. So it's going to be interesting to see what these 4 drivers can do, as there you can see the pace car pops off into the pit lane. Let's see if the strategy has worked for these 4 drivers as we go back under green flag again. And unfortunately, though, as well, Ali Rain is out of the race, as well as Zachary Fitzwater, to go along with the likes of James Qualls, Carson Green, Brand Tedisco and Matt McLean. So 6 cars then out of the race as Sam Oskin is going for the lead, but Charlie Buxton wants it back. Oh, wait a minute, the cars are going up on the track. Are we making pit stops here during the green flag? Yes! So that's wow, that is really odd for these 3 drivers to go into the pits during the green flag. Very, very odd call. It's enabled Sam Oskin then to take the lead, and he gets 5 points now. But that is a very, very strange call. I'd imagine maybe Sam Oskin will come into the pit lane. So now, Liam Ervig sits in 2nd, 3rd is Brent Wintergreen, 4th is Sky Commons, and Wes McCall in the Best Buy Chevrolet is now up into 5th place, and they're 4 wide further behind. And Daniel Voiles has now shown some muscle in the M&M's Ford. And look, and now Sam Oskin, he heads into the pit lane too. So that's enabled Liam Ervig to take the lead again. We actually seen this at Talladega when the cars pitted, and then I think it was like Danny Wells pitted, Noah Hart pitted, and someone else pitted. Very, very strange to pit under green flag conditions. Anyway, who cares then for Liam Ervig and Sky Commons and Wes McCall? They're up front. They're now leading this race. Let's have a look at this tremendous gaggle of cars here now. Chris Summers just gets into 5th position as now Commons is going for 2nd place on Wintergreen. McCall helping the 00 for that. As the field then making their way into 1 and 2 yet again. Best known Chevrolet driver up front now is Levi McIntyre in the 88, side by side with his teammate actually too, Daniel Voiles. So it's Chevrolets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got 2 Dodges together, and then you've got the best of Dodge. That's Jack Mitchell there in the 42. There he is. Didn't see a lot of Jack Mitchell at Daytona last week, but here he is there having a good race so far. Best placed drivers of the Chip Ganassi team. As they're looking at Sky Commons, then he's going to look low and to try and take the lead away from Liam Ervig, which I think he may have done. Now Mitchell's in the middle. As Daniel Voiles is having a look on the inside, but Sky Commons then leads this race now. He's got to do another lap. Well, he's got to complete the lap and get himself 5 championship points. Or maybe even Jack Mitchell, who was still looking at the now, has a faint look on the inside of Levi McIntyre, which McIntyre does give him the room, but Ervig takes the lead back from Commons again. Further back then through the field, I see the pole sitter Seth Gold trying to make a 4 wide, going into 1. Can't see him in view just now then. Commons looks low again and takes the lead away. Is he clear of the 20? No, he is not. Colin Jones on the inside of Alex Rowe. There is Andy McCrory, followed by Sanford and Carson Gum. He's working his way up through the field, and Jamie Smith too. RJ Bishop who was 5th on the restart. He's falling down to the tail end of the lead pack. And Sky Commons will eventually now lead a lap. So 5 points there to Sky. Liam goes to the inside for it now. Mitchell looked like he was in 3rd spot. And they go back onto the backstretch yet again. And yet the 20... Oh, he's trying to put a block on there, and Commons had the run. He was committed to going to the inside on Liam Ervik, and Liam does give him the inside. And now, meanwhile, we've got some other drivers working their way up through the field. As we're looking at Colin Jones in the 66 for Peak Fitness. He's got Carson Gum right behind him, but just goes into the toe of Daniel Voiles as Michael Norman looks low on Hudson. And there in the middle there, the points leader, there it is, Nick Gunther. Right behind him is Alex Rowe in the 37, as Jack Mitchell now goes to the lead. Look at Jack go. Oh, he's got to stay high on the outside if he wants to get 5 bonus points here. But Chris Summers and Ervik want to say no about that. But I think Mitchell will probably get the toe off of Sky Commons, and Mitchell was going to lead a CCS race for the first time. Tell you what, this is great racing. Really good racing. As nearly the 11. Oh, there's a look at then at Kyle Matthews then with with the damaged Ford. His teammate Joshua Collard is still running in the race, I believe, but quite far down. And Mitchell looks like he's good enough to lead yet another lap. Look at him go in the 42. Yep, Mitchell's looking comfortable out in front. We are on lap 43 out of 63. So we're nearly coming up on 20 laps to go. Mitchell leads, Ervik in 2nd. It's rookies 1 and 2. And then you got Summers on the inside in 3rd with Sky Commons in 4th. And who was that behind the 48? It was the 88 of Levi McIntyre, who runs in a 5th spot. Dylan Poteet then, you can see in that red number 19, he's at the tail end of this lead pack. Let's have a look then as we go further back through the field. They're going 5 wide here yet again. Michael Norman, Cody Lamas, nearly touching off of turn 4. This is so close. Oh, well, they somehow saved it, but we have seen drivers go 5 wide. Well, look at that, maybe 6 wide going into turn 1. That is unbelievably. Oh, Michael Norman slides up. That's so tight. No, I see contact, and around goes Austin LaPlante and Alex Rowe, and Sanford's pushed into the outside wall. Getting more help as well from Colin Jones, it looks like, too, but the caution's out 4th time today. And Alex Rowe, Daniel Voiles and all that were collected. These are the drivers that made the pit stops, so this could actually inherit them, because they're going to be racing back here. And there's a look at Danny Wells there. His car looks relatively intact. Brandon Ross looks like he's got a little bit of damage there on the front left fender, but the 4th time now that the caution has come out, and we've got less than 20 laps to go. And it looks like it was it Ervik that took the lead again? The lead again. I can't speak. No, it looks like it's going to be Mitchell. Mitchell was leading towards the caution flag. Again, it's just another case of going 5 wide. Looking at that view, that's 6 wide. Looking at that. Again, the 07, the 38, the 37, there's not a lot of racing room there. Daniel Voiles was just in the middle of all that. And again, they're just moving left and right in the middle of the corner, and then Voiles just gets into the 32. And then the 37 slides into Austin LaPlante. There goes Danny Wells. He was collected too, as well as the 38. And then the 32 slides up in front of the field. Wintergreen just gets through. Jamie Smith also gets through, but the 66 is just basically pushing the 32 along the back, the outside wall. And there was nowhere as well for Wes McCall to go to get by them, as well as Hudson. And so the other drivers then are making their way through. There goes Matt McIntyre in the 22. But yeah, the 66 basically pushing the 32. That's sort of like a Michael Waltrip Derek Cope incident at Darlington 2004, when Michael was saying on the radio that his throttle was hung, pushing the 50 car across the start-finish line. So that's what happened. Let's get some onboard replays. Let's ride the Sanfer himself. Michael Norman did well not to spin the car too. He also got collected. Hopefully not too badly damaged is the 32 machine. And this is from an interesting shot here. This is from the back end of the camera view from Cody Lamas. And this is from Brandon Ross and his Motorcraft Ford. Just look at the cars moving in the middle of the turns. That is really scary to see that. And then eventually the accident happens and he gets into Alex Rowe. And that's how he picked up the left front damage. And this is what's actually just happened whilst the pace cars picked up the field. It kind of gets stacked up a bit here. And then Daniel Voiles just careless there, just gets into the back of the 49. And look at nearly the 16 as Sam Oskin gets up. Well, he went up on two wheels and nearly flipped over. And now as a result of that, the 38's picked up a lot of damage as well as the 37. And that might be their race is over now because of it. Wow, very interesting developments here. I wonder if actually we'll keep going on through this there. There's the damage there to Daniel Voiles. He might be out of the race. He may put the bonnet off. We'll see. Oh, and what's happening now here? We've got some maybe people actually staying out. Yeah, indeed we will. Michael Norman looks like he's going to be the first one to pit. A few other drivers then staying out by looks of it. And here's some of the other drivers there. Oh, teammates there together. Danny Wells. He'll probably put on some fresh tyres on him. But I want to see the 37 and also the 38. The 38's gone. The 38's out of the race. Joshua Collard's got some back-end damage too. There's Jack Mitchell. He's into the pits. Poteet's putting on maybe some fresh tyres. But let's see if Alex Rowe, is he going to be out of the race? No, he's going to continue. He's going to continue. He's going to put some tyres on. So we did see Daniel Voiles then unfortunately finish retiring from the race. Out goes Poteet. Out goes Wells. The lead is actually picking up, he's picked up Ervig yet again. Commons in second. And again, this is just further along. It looks like more drivers are coming into the pits. Looks like Sky Commons is going to be the first one to head in. Ervig stays out for another lap. So too is his teammate Gunther. Carson Gumm's behind. Dylan Young, Brandon Ross and Christian Martin. But all the rest of them are into the pits. There's Alex Rowe. He's back out now with no bonnets. And he falls in behind Austin the Plant. And now all these other drivers are in. Wintergreen, McCall, Noah Cars is all in pits. Summers is in. There's Oskin. So it's Poteet. There's Commons. There's Shelton. There's Buxton. There's Colin Jones probably trying to fix the damage on his Peak Fitness Ford. There's Cody Lamas in the pits. Levi McIntyre also in the pits. Nathan Hudson goes in. Yeah, very, very interesting decisions here that drivers are putting in at different times. And now the following lap, now Ervig and Gunther and Carson Gumm are all coming into the pit lane. I think Christian Martin looks like he is as well. So this is actually really, really strange to see here. Dylan Young and then Brandon Ross, who's got damage, they're going to stay out. So Jamie Smith is now going to go in third place. This is actually really, really interesting that drivers are making different pit stops during the caution. Very, very interesting to see. So Dylan Young back into the lead. Brandon Ross now in second. Jamie Smith is in the third place. And the lights on the pace car are off. Yes, a very bizarre situation here that drivers then decide to come in different laps under the pace car. Very, very odd. Anyway, Dylan Young is going to be leading the field to the green flag. The 21 of Brandon Ross in second, but his car is damaged. Jamie Smith in third. Then the 8 of Anthony McCrory is in fourth. Jack Mitchell fifth. Sanford in sixth. Looks like the damage on the Ford, the Tide for a Chevrolet is not substantial, I don't think. It looks relatively okay. Michael Norman in, well, it's not in 9th place. He's technically in 7th place. 8th place then for RJ Bishop. And what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninth is the pole sitter, Seth Cole. And completing the top 10 is the 19 of Dylan Poteet. Cal Matthews running in 11th, but he's also got a damaged Dodge as we are underway. And Brandon Ross is not moving. Brandon Ross has not got off quick enough. Uh-oh, he's going to be slowed down. So too is Jimmy Smith, and Cal Matthews gets into him, gets into Austin the Plant. And this is going to be a huge accident. And upside down goes the 45. Gets hit by the 11. Carson Gumm's engine's gone. Christian Martin, the winner from last season, out of the race. Alex Rowe, and there's more wrecking up ahead. More wreckage is up ahead. And Colin Jones has took a nasty hit. And Christian Martin just barely misses him. So we've had like 3 different incidents. Brandon Ross runs out of fuel. And there's a championship leader, Nick Gunther. Well, he's not going to be winning this race. Loads of drivers involved. The 2 McIntyre drivers, they're out. So too is Matthews. So too is Charles Sanfer. Absolute carnage has just went on. Just on this period. What? I don't get what's going on. And RJ Bishop leads all of this thing. I do not get what just went on there. We're going to have a load of different replays here. But RJ Bishop leads the race. Well, leads it back to the caution flag. And let's going to have a look at this replays, because there's going to be a load of retirements after this. Brandon just does not get on. I don't know if he's slipped a day, or something. There must have been a mechanical problem in the car, but nothing is going for him. And then just cars just all sweeping by, and I think nowhere for the 45 to go. Let's see if we can get the 45's view. Yeah, he just taps into the 21, and then he just drives up into Austin the Plant, and then Alex Rowe just gets into him, and then he's going to get an almighty whack from the 11 of Nick Gunther. No, he's not. No, Matt McIntyre hits him first, and then Nick Gunther hits him. Then there's Carson Gumm. He gets involved. Christian Martin 2-0. There goes the pace car. He's going to get back going again. Now we've got to look further forward here. Loads of drivers on the inside. Jamie Smith is also on the inside. We didn't see that. Now, let's see what happened with the 32. He looks like he's out. He's also got a problem. The 10 of Jesse Turner gets through. So too does the 6, just barely. So what happens here? He's going to slide down into the 49. Yeah, he's just going to go down. And then gets another hard hit from Colin Jones. And he hits the outside wall really hard and all. And then he's going to get another massive hit from the 88 of Levi McIntyre. That is an unbelievable sequence of accidents that have just happened here. And yeah, we're going to have definitely a load of drivers out of the race there. I don't know what happened to Jamie Smith. Maybe he had the same problem as well. Anyway, loads of cars then having problems. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to get some more replays. So this is from Nick Gunther's view. He was restarting in 27th place. And he goes to the high side here. Then he sees the wreck. I will get this from Colin Jones' view. He restarted in 30th. So he gets through Brandon Ross perfectly okay. Well, there's the wreck ahead. He gets through this. Driver's going the low side, and then just watch the 32. Now his car starts going. And how on earth did Christian Martin get through that gap? Well, a handful of retirements has just happened at that there because of the multiple incidents that we had during that time there. A load of them. Christian Martin, who won here last season, he's not going to repeat the feat. Austin the Plant, Carson Gumm, Alex Rowe, Colin Jones, the 88 of Levi McIntyre, Sanfer, Nick Gunther, Kyle Matthews, and Matt McIntyre. All those drivers did retire from the race. Anyway, we're getting back to the green flag, and we're going to have 10 more laps to go. RJ Bishop leads this race, going back to the green flag. Pulte in second. Third is Jack Mitchell. And in fourth place is the 41 of Seth Cole. Sky Cummins in fifth. Danny Wells in sixth. Jesse Turner in seventh. Eighth is Cody Lammers. Ninth is Sam Oskin, who was nearly up on his roof. And completing the top 10 is Noah Cars, I do believe. 1, 2, 3. I think he is. Or is it Jessica Shelton? Oh, we don't know. There's been moves and shakings going on. Anyway, we're back underway. 10 laps to go. And look at the Chip Ganassi teammates then. They're 1, 3, and 4. Wes McCall, I've just noticed there, doesn't have a bonnet though, so I think he's unfortunately running a lap down at the moment. A few drivers are running a lap down now, but there we go. And now Bishop has got his teammate Jack Mitchell behind as Sky Commons goes into third spot. And Pulte, who was involved in the first accident, is starting to drop down just a teensy bit then. So Bishop leads, Commons and Mitchell side by side for second. Now we're double file now. Thank God we're not doing the 4 wide situation stuff now. That's good to see now. We're coming up on the end of the race. I mean, this is it's been frenetic anyway, especially in the second half of the race. Someone's actually in the pits. Who was that? Who's that in the pits? Oh, we've got Michael Norman and Diego Ospina into the pit lane. Oh, well, actually not into the pit lane. They've actually just come out of the pit lane. And here comes the leader to put them a lap down. So then Bishop leads with the help of his teammate, and then Seth Coe goes and joins them. It's a Chip Ganassi team running close together, and you've got teammates side by side with Cody Lammers and Liam Ervig in the 20, who's been up front all day. Don't forget, Ervig started in 39th on the grid, and he's been up at the front the entirety afterwards. But look at the Chip Ganassi boys working on the outside together. Bishop then, followed by Mitchell, followed by Seth Cole. Sky Commons slides just a teensy bit up the track. Now the Joe Gibbs teammates are working together in the process and all. Chris Summers in the 48 goes to the high side. No, goes to the inside. Doesn't want to help Danny Wells. Jesse Turner is up there in the top 10. And Brent Wintergreen as well in the 07. He's had a great race too. He's up there vying for the top 10 spot and all. Oh, but now Mitchell goes for the lead. He kind of breaks the teammates' tradition, and he will go to the inside. I suppose it's every man for himself, I suppose. But Mitchell takes the lead now. As we have got 6 laps to go, and Bishop runs absolutely up the track. Seth Cole does the honourable thing and tries to help the 40 car, but Mitchell now leads, and Bishop, is he going to help him? He must do. Yeah, he's going to try and do that, but it's not working though so far because the 00 of Sky Commons in the lead. And here comes Cody Lammers. He's on the bottom of the track. Against him up with Liam Ervig, who pulls out in front. And now Lammers got no help at all. Ervig's got the 48 behind him as well as the 10, although Chris Summers looks like he's going to go low and make it 4 wide for position. But it's Commons that leads, and Mitchell's been really up the track, and he's going to go down to about maybe 6th or 7th. Meanwhile, Commons then leads the race. Ervig in second, and they're 3 wide for third place, which is just held on by the 18 of Cody Lammers. Summers on the inside of the 18. That is for third spot. Wintergreen going low on the bottom of the track and making it 5 wide. And now you got there the 6 of Nathan Hudson into the mix now. He's battling up there for the lead, potentially as well for the win. Lap 6 out of 63, 4 more laps to go. Ervig to the bottom of the track on Commons. Danny Wells goes up, blocks Seth Cole, so to does Jesse Turner. Now then, Wells goes to the middle of the track as Lammers goes to the inside of his teammate now. Oh, this is going to be such a thrilling finish. I can just sense it. It's just going to be now 3 more laps to go. Can Commons hold on to get his first CCS victory? The Joe Gibbs Racing team are side by side for second spot, but they've left the inside open there for the 48 of Chris Summers to go through with some unlikely help from Danny Wells, the champion, trying to help the 48 onto the backstretch they go. As Wintergreen blocks Seth Coles. How many times has Seth Coles been blocked during this track here? Oh, wow. Chris Summers pushes up. I think that was Wintergreen trying to make... Sorry, that was Danny Wells. My apologies. That was Danny Wells making it 3 wide here. Now Jack Mitchell goes up into 3rd spot. 2 more laps to go. It's the 00 that still leads. The 18 in 2nd. The 42 in 3rd. And goes low on Cody Lammers for 2nd place. Jesse Turner in that Valvoline Chevy alongside with Danny Wells and also with Liam Ervig as well. Danny Wells and Jesse Turner nearly touch going into turn 3. Whoa! Jack Mitchell goes into the 00. And I think there's a couple of cars going into the pits, and Dan Mitchell is one of them, unfortunately. I think it was Nathan Hudson that followed in too. White flag then, it's in the air. 1 more lap to go, 2 miles to go for Sky Commons to get his first CCS victory. Or can Cody Lammers upset the party and get the win like what he did last season at Talladega? They go onto the backstretch then for the final time. Can the 0 get the run? Summers is too far back to make a challenge. So too is Ervig and Jesse Turner. But look at the positions though from back. They are battling all the way through the back end of the pack here. But we've got to focus up here at top as Lammers is getting closer. But I don't think he's got enough time to do it. And as they come off of turn 4, Sky Commons is going to win at Auto Club. What a drive that was there. And that was nearly a heartbreaking moment there for Chris Summers there. Because I seen the 42 and the 48 touch going into 3. As we're looking at Jesse Turner, who finished in 5th position. But what a race that was. And out goes Nathan Hudson. And there you can see Cody Lammers probably giving a high five to getting in the air into Sky Commons and say, well done, you drove brilliantly there. But there you have it there. What a drive and what a win for Sky Commons. He's already locked into the All-Star race because he managed to get the pole for the Daytona 500. But he ends up winning the next round after Daytona. And why not let him do another lap by himself? I think he's actually ran out of fuel. He's actually run out of fuel. He's doing a Casey Mears in 2007 with the Coke 600. He's actually out of fuel. But he won't mind. He will not care. Michael Waltrip Racing heads into victory lane with their driver, Sky Commons. Thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this race a like. And if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? You want to get involved in the CCS next season? Why not? You're more the merrier. There's a Discord link at the bottom of in the description as well if you want to get yourself involved in it there. But until then, yeah, we'll see you then next week when the drivers face a brand new track, somewhere that they've never raced before at Nazareth. But again, congratulations then to this guy right there on your screen, Sky Commons, a new CCS winner. We'll see you next week.